Quiet at the back. Oh, that's out there, sorry. So, hi everyone, thank you for coming. My name's Jacs, or Jacqueline, and I am founder of Salomé, which started 8 weeks ago. So, but I'll tell you more about that in a little while. So I had to write notes just because. So, wow, what a lot of you turned up. That bit in my notes is in brackets because I was really worried that no one would come. Just a lifetime of people not turning up to my parties. No, that was a joke. But as it is, I needn't have worried. But why is it so important to me that this room is full of people who've come to support Salomé? And it's because, well, it's not, number one, there is a minimum bar spend, so do get on that. Self-esteem, as I mentioned. But mostly it's important because I wanted to show, not to know, because I already know it, but I wanted to show that Salomé is needed. And not just needed, but really, really desired and wanted. So let's start at the top. The beginning's a bit depressing, but then it ends on a high. Let's look at things like the awards. So the big ones. When was the last time you saw an all-female lineup of any sort of award, literary awards?
Ever.
Silence descends. That's in my notes. Okay, so when was the last time you saw an all-male lineup? Oh, probably this year, like last week maybe. So the gap that our society has created for women seems to be so slim that barely anyone can fit through, and any more than one can only create a bottleneck. So let's look at publishing now. The stats are pretty saddening. Just a minority of published authors are women, but I wonder what % of all writers are women. I dare say the majority by some way. But let's take a step down even further. Let's take a look at the world of non-professional publishing, so things like literary journals, magazines, things like Salomé, but perhaps for mixed genders. Okay, so women are better represented, but do we want to settle with better when better is just better than a pitiful average?
Yeah.
I certainly don't, and it's really pissed me off. So let's step into a faraway land. Some of you have been asking me how Salomé started, and I said, wait, patience. So faraway land, but not that far away in time, just 10 weeks ago. Don't let them in. Oh no, hi, come in, I'll call you. There's a barrister in the house, everybody. Hey! So Cambodia, February 2017. I just lost my job and my business, and so I basically ran away. On a bus, I decided to read Lenny Letter, which most of you probably know as Lena Dunham's newsletter, which I rarely read, I'm sad to say, but Cambodia takes a bloody long time to travel around by bus, so I thought, why not? So it featured a woman who had set up her own platform for female directors, and suddenly a light bulb went off in my head. And I like to consider myself quite a principled person. Hopefully the friends of mine that are here would agree with me. Snacks, great. And so the fact that I know so many brilliant female writers from the brilliant Write Like a Girl programme and community who spend so much of their spare time writing. Let's hear a shout out for Write Like a Girl. Woo! I don't think all of you belong to the community. Shout out anyway. So they spend so much of their spare time writing, but find it so very difficult to get their work published. And this again really pissed me off. I get pissed off quite a lot. So why should we only value not only the works by men, supposedly, if you're going to look at who's published and who's given awards, but also just the very best writing from the most experienced of writers? Whatever happened to nurturing and supporting a community? I've been through the Write Like a Girl programme myself and have felt so supported by Kerry and the Write Like a Girl girls ever since when it comes to improving my writing, and it has helped massively. But where was the support for women who wanted to get published? So, like all good things, Salomé was born by a group of pissed off women. And there are 12 of us now, 13 of us now. Fuck it, I'll do it myself, I said on that bus out loud, and the Cambodians were like, what? If I can't get my own stuff published, I'll bloody publish it myself. In case you wondered, I didn't publish my piece in this first issue, so, and when I do, it'll be under a pseudonym, so don't worry, steering committee. So that's the story. And somehow I've ended up on a stage in a pub in East London, surrounded by Salamites, that's you, with a steering committee of 12 amazing women, seriously, selling the magazine online and holding the... Shit, someone pass me a printed version. and holding the printed version in my hand. It's really beautiful. So we are selling it tonight. You can also buy your online editions, which are much more affordable. Because apparently it's really expensive to print, especially if you don't want it on like toilet paper. So 10 weeks ago I hadn't even dreamed of it. 8 weeks ago I assembled the steering committee. 7 weeks ago we opened submissions, and now we're a bloody magazine. So I promised to try and keep this short. I'm not sure I'm achieving that. I love giving a speech, so I'm available for bar mitzvahs and weddings, particularly bar mitzvahs, being of the Jewish persuasion. So what's going to happen now is just thank yous and then letting you know what we've got in store for you tonight, and it should be a fun night. So very brief thank yous. Firstly to Kerry Ryan. And Write Like a Girl, who sadly couldn't be here tonight. She's in Folkestone and she was going to record a video, but she had personal things that meant she couldn't. She's got a baby. I seriously wouldn't still be writing if it weren't for Kerry, and Salomé definitely wouldn't exist without her. She has inspired me beyond belief and makes me believe in myself when I often don't or haven't. This one's a big one. Thank you to my steering committee, Flo, Laura, Emma C, Sam, Jess, Jeannie, Shreya, Imogen, Louise, Jen, Alice, Cherry. Have I missed anyone off? I don't think so. No? Good. I wouldn't have been able to do this without them. Also, I wouldn't be kept as buoyant as I am without Flo's gifts. Flo has a gift for every occasion. It's unbelievable. I put it down to her being the youngest in the group. She's like Generation Z. I think she's Generation Z. We're millennials. A big thank you to Jen and Laura particularly, who put on this event. And basically I handed it over because I was like, there's too much to do. That massive thank you to Jess Glacier, who designed the magazine that you will all have in your inboxes or in your hands if you paid up. If not, get on it. She literally, we did 12 revisions, I think. There she is, yeah. Thank you to Lubna, our designer, who couldn't make it tonight either. She did the beautiful logo that I love. Thank you to our artists, Julia Vanderbaal from Australia, Debra Mahboob from Bangladesh, Grace Robson, who's here from the UK, Rowan Willigan from New York, and Ellen Jewell, who's also here from the UK. So we've got a very international crew. And last but not least, and I think some of you are here, thank you to all 60 of you that submitted fiction, non-fiction, flash fiction and poetry. I was like seriously bowled over by the response. Like, I couldn't believe it. I got 2 submissions before we opened submissions. I was like, get back in your box. Yeah. So well done to our final 12 writers, a few of whom are here tonight. They all got 9s and 10s out of 10s to make it into our magazine. And the quality was astounding and just filled with so much joy and melancholy and all sorts of emotions. It just, when I read the first piece in the first time I picked it up, I almost cried, and I'm not much of a crier. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to you guys. We hope you valued the long feedback we gave you all, and that's in a bid to commit to our vision of supporting emerging female authors, because we don't think you guys get enough support, and that's the whole point. And just a little shout out to my mum and dad. They're here. Put your hands up. Dad's filming. He didn't want to come because too many ladies. So they made me who I am today, and yeah, they're here and it's great. And my sister actually, Nicola. So let's get on with the fun. Woohoo! So tonight we have, let's read drum roll, readings. So we're going to have a few readings, very short, of some of the types of stuff that we have accepted. None of them are actually in the magazine, but it's like the sort of people from our community, which is nice. Comedy from the fabulous Ruby Darlings, who are a feminist comedy. And giveaways. I was going to do raffle tickets, but I don't need to take any more of your money. Just buy the magazine instead. So we'll do some giveaways. I don't know, like we'll come around, put numbers on your hand for free, and then I was going to charge. I'm such a bad businesswoman. Someone will be winning a lifetime subscription to Salomé Digital, valued at £700. That's based on you living for 30 years more. I think roughly. Prosecco, if you haven't got your free glass, do get involved. And remember, there is a minimum bar spend, which is, so get drinking on a Wednesday night. So just to close, yeah, so magazines actually are over there. One of my steering committee will be selling them. They are selling at a reduced price of £10 tonight rather than 13. Sorry, it's expensive, but it's expensive to print. And we only did a run of 45, so Next time we'll do more. If we sell out, you can put your name down, you can pre-order, and hopefully be cheaper, maybe, probably not. Thank you, to close, thank you all for coming. I heart Salomé, I heart the Salomites, which is you guys, and let's go and get merry. Yay! I still can't believe how many people turned up. It's great. So first up we have a reading from our designer in residence, the wonderful